All right, all right, all right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but game one...
Here we go. My first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
At the small forward position, at 6'9" inches, number 22.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The fans here in the new group. And stepping out onto the floor now for his very first official NBA playing time. We're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Freak.
Yeah, and whether he has friends and family in the crowd tonight or watching at home, I know a lot of people are proud of this young man. He's worked so hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg. Not just tonight and not just this season, but for years to come.
And so in the game for the Jazz, Exum and Hayward filling at the 2 and the 3. Favors is out there with Lyles. And it's Freak in at the point. Well, with Freak, Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school.
Patience. Patience. Taking early threes is leading to long rebounds, which equal to transition points. Make the defense move, and let's pass up a good shot for a great shot. Let the game come to you. We're forcing the issue too much.
High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid in anything when it comes to basketball.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Reggie Jackson. A very nice season for him last year. Came in about 14 points per, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every train needs a conductor, man. Sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music. Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
And we all know Utah is a very young team. Last year, only the 76ers were younger. Still very competitive given the age and the lack of experience from this group.
Out to the right wing. Lyles passes to Hood. 6 to shoot. Freak dishes to Favors. Launches a 3. Can't get it to go. And it's Detroit the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And boy, did that game nearly get away from them, but they were a little bit fortunate to have survived at the end of regulation.
Yeah, they got that second chance by virtue of forcing the overtime, and then things really swung in their favor after that.
Clark, an interesting fact about the Jazz and their age last year. At one point, they didn't even have the oldest starting 5 in the state of Utah. Now think of this. The starting 5 of BYU, Greg and I were just talking about this, had an older average than Utah did.
Yeah, amazing. You look at the ages of Exum and Gobert and Favors. Makes sense that would be the case.
And Utah making a change here. Ingles is checked in, and there's the defensive 3-second call. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they're also clicking at the free throw line, not wasting any of those opportunities.
Now here's Freak, guarded by Jackson. Pass to Lyles. 5 to shoot. Here's Hood. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
The drive by Jackson. Shots good by Baines.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Freak kicks to Exum. There's the triple. The shot is off.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
They get it back. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Hood. Jazz trail by 7. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. They set the pick. To stop the drought. Here's Freak. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
Utah shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And he can't get the first one. He hits the second from the line. And there you have it, folks. The very first NBA bucket from Freak.
You know, maybe not the prettiest bucket he'll ever score, but it'll always be the first one.
And the first will make it the prettiest one. Well, no matter how he got it, just a fantastic moment in this young man's career and his basketball life.
Feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the layup. Caldwell Pope's got his first bucket in this one.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Now here's Freak. Now the pass to Exum from past the arc. And Baines pulls it down. And here's Jackson. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons.
Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Trevor Booker. Hood comes in for Gordon Hayward. Dante Exum is checked in for Burks. And Freak subbed in for Trey Burke. And so in the game for the Jazz, Freak, he's in at point guard. Lyles out there with Rudy Gobert. Then it's Exum, and it's Hood, and it's the 3. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
That foul is really going to hurt him in the second half. I mean, he's got to sit and may have to be off the floor for a long time, and they'll miss everything he brings to their team. I mean, he's active, he's aggressive, he's smart, he's tough. I mean, they're going to miss his presence significantly.
Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. Passes it to Lyles. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Lyles got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, I tell you, I thought the Jazz had a big year last season. Looked much tougher than before. A big part of that is how Coach Quinn Snyder helped the team grow. I mean, he looked like a perfect fit in his first year with the franchise.
Again, the miss by the Pistons. Jazz trail by 7. 1:19 left now here in the second. Freak with it. And it's Exum in the corner. The second effort. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. In third, the Jazz.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter.
Clark Lyles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
Jazz trail by 5. Here's Freak. Dishes to Ingles. Knocks down the 3 ball. Ingles has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
Jackson passes to Tolliver. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Tolliver's got his second basket of the game. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first.
All right.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given to the first. A different look here for Detroit. Johnson, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Caldwell Pope comes in for Marcus Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Jody Meeks. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Trevor Booker. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. Rodney Hood's checked in for Burks. And Freak subbed in for Burke. Jennings runs the point with Jackson flanking him. Caldwell Pope out there with Johnson. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Detroit right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Pistons. Tolliver comes in for Reggie Jackson. Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Jennings. Over to the left wing. Lyles passes to Ingles. He kicks it to Freak. From downtown, Ingles can't get it to go.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
It's Jennings with the drive. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Johnson. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Caldwell Pope. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Brandon Jennings.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress in the right direction.
And they came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. They started throwing haymakers at